the outer fringes of reality, where fact meets speculation, where paranoia meets illumination, where madness overlaps the fragile membrane of sanity. Do not be afraid. Open your eyes and open your minds to that region that lies beyond the realm of the known, that region we call the ExoZone. I am your host, Dictor Van Doomcock, the future ruler of Earth. And with me is my co-host and aficionado of all things fringe, the Nerdrotic Channel's Gary Beekler. Gary, a happy ExoZone Thursday to you, my friend.
Happy ExoZone Thursday to you, future ruler of Earth, and to everybody in the Exo chat. How are you? Big week in paranormal activity. Well, two big things. We got some confirmation, and we've got some people gonna invade a giant secret base, and I hope they zigzag a lot. Zigzagging is the key. to dodge the bullets, So, yeah.
Serpentine shell, serpentine.
Kind of like how Rickon didn't do, if Rickon would have zigzagged a little bit, he would have survived. But
even a bare minimum, if he had just taken 2 steps to the left and then a step to the right, it would have been okay. But no, dumbass just run straight line. Of course, that was a hell of a shot.
It was a hell of a shot. Ramsay Bolton, man, was a good villain. He's actually better in the book, but he was a good villain. They did him right up until the end. And but when Ramsay died, the show did. So
yeah.
So another thing we need to talk about right off the bat is YouTube. We need to talk about YouTube.
Yes.
Fucking YouTube. So YouTube did a couple of things in the last couple of days that, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, you would think aren't that big of a deal. And they aren't. But it's a process we're going through. This is all stemming back. This is my opinion, my speculation from the Crowder incident. And we are starting to see the full suppression of independent channels. YouTube decided 2 days ago to round up everybody's subscriber count, and they did it under the guise of YouTube mental health. Now, granted, I have even said myself, I got to keep my eye off my social blade. I tend to obsess on it a little bit, so I stop. And that certainly is a problem. So they decided to disconnect from social blade. So what I did is what every other YouTuber did. I started a spreadsheet. With my own subs. So I'm still doing it. I actually probably more than I did before. So it was a dumb idea. But that's not the reason they did it. They didn't do it for that reason. And they didn't do the reason they did it is so they can hide the fact that they are suppressing channels. Follow me on this one. They are now going to take away verification. Verification is that little check mark I've got. Now, personally, I wasn't sure if I wanted it anyway. I got talked into it. It's not that hard, and I decided to do it. So I'm not going to miss it. I don't care. But that verification check mark does matter to people. So if YouTube is concerned about people's mental health, well, they just fucked with a lot of people's mental health by taking away their verification. Now, it's not just the verification. It shows that YouTube can willy-nilly take anything away they want to with zero notice. Now, I still have the check mark. It's up there till October 1st, and then it's gone. So they give me a whole month's notice. And this is on the day I became pretty legit. I still got a couple steps to go, but I'm a legitimate business. My that little glasses thing you see there is now trademarked. So that cheese curdle company better watch out. No, I'm just kidding. They can keep doing it. I don't care. But the problem is they are getting ready for the 2020 election, and YouTube is almost solely blamed for the election of the Orange Man. Now, the reason YouTube is blamed for that is because the mainstream media was lying to the public so much. The public, desperate for some truth, ran to YouTube. Instead of YouTube recognizing that they are the big dog that they are, they decided to bend the knee because there are actually some things more important than making money. And this is control. And they want verified voices. The other people who are behind this choice, in my opinion, I agree with Jeremy from the Quartering, are agents and celebrities in Hollywood. This is the one I'm the most mad about. I can understand a giant conglomerate corporation, monolith corporation, doing corporation stuff. I expect it. That's why I try not to work for them as much as I can. I work with one, but I don't work for one. And I'm particularly pissed off at the celebrities. And I think that the agents are the ones who lobbied for this so they can maintain their elite status so people don't confuse a celebrity with a little schlub like me. So I can promise you right now, even if I will not appeal the removal of the check mark. I will not ask for it back, and I will refuse it if they offer it to me again. I don't want it. I don't want to be YouTube verified. And I would like to spread far and wide. I've never tried to start a hashtag. I've never tried to start anything, but I would ask my fellow YouTubers to renounce it as well. If you're an independent creator, renounce the check mark. If you haven't now, get rid of it. Don't want it. Don't ask for it, because if you want an independent voice, I want you to look for the channels without it. If a channel has a check mark, then that is the official channel of YouTube. That is the official version of events. And I don't know if that's what you really want. You know, that's CNN. That's Entertainment Tonight. So, you know, in the spirit of rebellion, true rebellion, and, you know, being basically just a contrarian, I am not going to take the check mark. I'm not going to, you know, of course, if my friends want to keep it, that's fine, but I would recommend against it. And I will certainly be looking for channels without it. That is my opinion on the situation. I'm pissed off about it because it just shows that YouTube didn't work with the creators. Does my mic sound bad again?
You sound about right.
Sounds fine to me.
Sounds right. Yeah, to me.
Somebody said my mic sounds bad. Hang on.
I don't know. It sounds fine to me.
Let me hear. I can hear it on this. Yeah, to me. Somebody said my mic sounds bad. Hang on. But that verification check mark does. That is sound kind of weird. Hang on. I'll fix it in a second.
No, I didn't hear anything. Sorry.
No, it's okay. That's why. Let's get to.
This should sound better. Hopefully that sounds better. If not, I'll have to leave the studio and come back.
Okay. Yeah, no, it sounds. I mean, if you didn't like the resonance.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
So no, it was the settings changed for some reason, just randomly. But can you hear it?
Oh, yeah.
Hear me better now because it's coming through my road. So as I was saying, muffled, but not so well. Yeah, in the true spirit of independent creators and rebellion, fuck off. I don't need your check mark. I don't want your check mark. I don't need to be verified at all. I don't want to be classified. I don't want to be verified. All right. That's a kind of a Descendant song. So speaking, and now we're going to get on to our subject matter that YouTube doesn't like to talk about, that doesn't like us to talk about, and that's UFOs, which is what YouTube was practically built on, Doomcock.
Yeah.
I know that's why I started coming here a long time ago. I don't like cat videos. Yeah. So I like UFO videos and watching tornadoes and stuff like that. So
yeah, absolutely.
So we have some Tic Tac news. You know, the Tic Tac from 2004. Yes. The government, the Navy has officially verified that those, well, it's weird that they verified that the videos are truly unidentified. These objects are unidentified. Now, I know there's a faction out there that says, well, this is a government program. It was Russia and China. I need to remind everybody that Tic Tac was in 2004. Russia could not have had that technology, period. They were just coming out of the 90s, where they were kind of flat in their ass. It couldn't have been China, and it couldn't have been us, because we wouldn't have had that technology, even though we might have it patented. We have a lot of stuff patented that we probably have time travel patent. So patent doesn't mean anything. So what, I mean, it's not a fact. It's not a question of, I think the bigger question is not like where it came from, because who knows, is why did they decide to let this information out the way they did? Because apparently the video was declassified, but it was not cleared to be put to the public, but a faction decided to do that anyway, Doomcock.
Yes.
So I'm starting to not think it's an op. I'm starting to think it's a faction. I agree with Richard Dolan on this one.
Interesting. So it may well be that there's a power struggle going on, and for once the disclosure end of that power struggle is prevailing.
In this case, with these two videos, apparently there are dozens more, and they're longer versions of the ones we have. Now, I do believe it is partisan. That's kind of the downside of this. I think it was pretty clear if you watched the episodes of from the Stars Academy, from Unidentified, that it definitely is one from one side of the aisle. Honestly, I don't give a shit where disclosure comes from. If it comes from the Green Party or the anarchists, I really don't care, as long as we get it. But it does create problems down the road. Because you'll start getting partisan squabbling, and people see Harry Reid and they freak out, and that's understandable. It really is, because there's a lot of reasons not to trust those guys at all. Especially when I think like Reid is deep state as they get. And I think, God dang it. I'm blanking on his name now. He ran for president, from Arizona, senator.
Oh, John McCain.
John McCain. Yeah. I think he's as deep state as it gets too. So, and both of those guys working kind of together, that tells me everything I need to know. But I'll pull up an article here. I gotta go. I could just pick one. Don't want to get one from my. I want to get that Black Vault one. That one's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good article.
Yeah, it is. It's in depth. It's got files and stuff.
Black Vault is a good site.
Yeah, it is.
Used to read it all the time.
I did too. I don't know why I stopped, but I did.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna share. How's everybody doing in the chat, by the way? How's it going? Yeah, sorry for the late start today, but I was off, doing stuff, doing important stuff for the channel. So let's get this article up here. And listen, after October, after I get back from New York, things will be a little more pinned down as far as schedule wise. So we'll be able to start doing those when Doomcock's ready as well. But doing those little interviews we talked about, doing like little ExoZones.
Yeah.
That's in the future. Let's get to this, which would be kind of fun, I think.
Absolutely.
Bring in some at that point I will by the way, if Dolan, if you're watching for some reason, dude, we want to get you on bad. Or Mike Barra. Yeah, either of those guys I want to talk to. Here we go. All right, so this is from Black Vault, and again, Doomcock's aware of the site. I haven't been here in years, but I used to come to the site like every day. And it's good
just stuff.
It's right up our alley, everybody. U.S. Navy not cleared. Okay, U.S. Navy confirms videos depict unidentified aerial phenomena not cleared for public release. I'm gonna have to make this bigger. God damn, I'm watching this on a giant monitor, Doomcock, and it's still I'm so blind. I'm so blind. By John Greenwald Jr., The Black Vault. Originally published a few days ago. In a series of statements obtained exclusively by the Black Vault, the U.S. Navy confirmed 3 UFO-related videos represented what they called unidentified aerial phenomenon, or UAPs, originally released by the New York Times and to the Stars Academies of the Arts and Scientists. I'm going to stop there. It's a bizarre world that we live in, that the guitar player from Blink-182 is helping us get disclosure.
Right, and they were saying he was a dupe of the CIA for a long time, and
they were
like that. So I don't, but apparently this is real.
Well, this is also it's kind of the San Diego connection too. If you know anything about my hometown of San Diego's like I know it probably seems like generic California city to most people on the outside. It's a very unique town. It's nothing like San Francisco, and it's nothing like LA. It's kind of like, it's still a small beach town that's in the disguise of a big city. It's not really a big city. It's got a very small town vibe to it. And it's a very proud community. Like people who live there, Ron Burgundy actually made fun of it in the movie. Like if you live there, just everybody thinks it's paradise and it's the greatest place on earth, and it kind of is. So if you hear me, because I'm a true San Diegan. That's why I always talk about it lovingly, because that's how we are. And it's a really chill place. Probably too chill. That's probably the biggest problem I had with it. But it's got like a really tight community of military people down there. It's very military. So I can see, Tom DeLonge grew up in Poway. Poway is kind of where all for some reason, a lot of the celebs in San Diego lived in Poway, like all the news people, all the sports people. Tony Gwynn lived in Poway. And and it's not even that nice of an area. So I don't know why. So I think it's the Poway connection. I was getting to the Poway connection. Now, I actually worked on Tom DeLonge's car when he had an SLX. He had an Acura SLX, and it was Adam's song was in his CD player before it was released, and we listened to it while we were test driving his car, and I hated it because I didn't like Blink-182. I thought they're a bunch of poser. It's not punk rock. It was Hot Topic rock. I digress. Beginning in December of 2017. The three videos are commonly referred to as the FLIR 1, the FLIR, and the Gimbal and the Go Fast. The third being released in March 2018. According to the TTSA's website, the clips represent the first official evidence released by the U.S. government that can be rightfully designated as credible, authentic confirmation that unidentified aerial phenomenon, UAP, it's a UFO, by the way, are real. The Navy's official position now confirms TTSA's claims, at least in part. Well, I mean, this is huge news, and what's bigger about this? What's the bigger deal is nobody gives a fuck. Everybody's like, yeah, like the world kept turning. The Navy confirmed that there's an unidentified object, and I know they're not saying it's space aliens. They're just saying It's an unidentified object. But this is still huge news. And Dolan went live about it, and so did Linda Moulton Howe, and there was articles written in MSN, and nobody, and like people barely brought it up. I got DM'd a lot that day, and of course I wanted to save it for the ExoZone. But of course, the world keeps turning. You're not seeing like religious anarchy. Like you're not seeing. Everybody used to predict that the religious people would freak out and start burning shit down. Nope. Not even in like the fundamentalist areas. They're just doing their thing. Well,
because they're not really acknowledging that it's aliens or from space. All they're saying is the very, milquetoast neutral kind of thing. They're unidentified aerial phenomenon, which is hard to get all worked up about. So I think that it's a stage, I think it's an early stage. Eventually, when it comes out that it's intelligent aliens, then you might see some shit. But for now, it's just too bland and calculatedly so, I think.
Oh God, yeah. Leave it to the government to make the most exciting news in the world bland. But the thing is, you have this verified, and then you have a verified observer. I'm forgetting his name now, but the radar operator on for the Nimitz,
right,
who came out and said this craft. Okay, so this is an official statement. This craft was in the atmosphere, 28,000 feet, and it went to 55,000 feet in 3/4 of a second with no sonic booms. That's fucking aliens, people. That is not us. That is not the Russians. That is not the Chinese. That is defying physics in every single way possible, and it's intelligent. So what kind of alien? I don't know. It could be a micro alien. It could be a machine intelligence. It could be fucking V'ger. I don't know. But it's aliens. So
it's not us.
It's not us. It's the Canadians. It's
those damn Canadians,
they passed us up. Trudeau was just trying to distract us with his face painting. And they really have bypassed us. They have discovered anti-gravity because they wanted to get to Molson faster. They wanted to get the beer to each other faster.
That's
Just
quite
kidding.
possible.
I love you guys. I love you guys in the Great White North, eh? Take off, you hoser. So yeah, the Navy's official position, which is usually bend over. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Now confirms TTSA's claims at least in part. The Navy designated the objects contained in the videos as unidentified aerial phenomenon. Boring. Said Joseph Gradisher, official spokesperson for the Deputy Chief of Naval Operations for Information Warfare. God damn. Could you shorten that up a little bit? Could you just say like I'm the war dude? When chief, okay, so he's the Deputy Chief of Naval Operations for Information Warfare. For information warfare. That just clicked in my head, dude.
Exactly.
There's a Department of Information Warfare. Oh my God, Alex Jones was right.
And they are using that office to convey this information. I think that is makes this information's ultimate purpose interesting. Very interesting.
What are they trying to distract us from?
Oh God.
It's
Who
something.
knows? It could be so many different candidates.
Giant meteor, Yellowstone.
Oh God. Why would they even bother if it's Yellowstone? Kiss your ass goodbye. So
yeah. Oh, I don't stand a chance, man. I'm like in the worst area. Well, besides being
none of us
there,
none of us would.
Yeah. Oh well. Mary would know first. She could contact us.
She could say tra la 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 la, kiss your ass goodbye. Singing telegram from Mary Ashmead. That would be fun.
Her final act was to block everybody.
Well done.
You're out. You're out. When asked why the phrase UAP is now utilized by the U.S. Navy and not UFO, Mr. Gradisher added the unidentified aerial phenomenon terminology is used because it provides the basic description for the sightings, observations of unauthorized, unidentified aircraft objects that have been observed entering / operate. There's a lot of slashes in here. Operating in the airspace of various military control training ranges. In other words, we wanted to relabel it because UFO has a stigma. Just be fucking. They can't even be honest when they don't have when they. However, the Navy also was. You know what though? As frustrating as the Navy is, not as frustrating as YouTube right now. However, the Navy also asserts that the 3 videos who were never cleared for the public, thus confirming the official stance of the Pentagon originally issued to the Black Vault in May 2019 and contradicting TTSA's widespread claims that the U.S. government declassified the footage for the consumption. Well, they did. They didn't clear it though. So I think Black Vault actually went after TTSA, and it has to be said. I'm not saying the Black Vault. I mean, again, I have not gone to them in a long time, but there's a ton of jealousy over this in the UFO community. Tons of it, because a lot of people doubted Tom DeLonge and talked a lot of shit. And quite frankly, I was believing them. I thought he got duped as well. I truly did. And instead of coming out and saying, you know what, I said he got duped, but he wasn't duped. I was wrong. Good for Tom. For some reason, there's some people in the UFO community just have these giant egos and they can't be humble and just go, you know what, I was wrong. It's not that hard. And you know, yeah. It's easier when you're married, but I mean, like, because you know you're always wrong. But it's I don't understand it. The UFO community perplexes me, and that's why I like Richard Dolan. Richard Dolan calls the shit out. He's already been calling the shit out. He came out and he said something very wise today or yesterday or 2 days ago on his live stream. He talked about knee-jerk reactions and just being a knee-jerk cynic all the time. You know, Doomcock and I have pretty good bullshit detectors, but when it comes to stuff like this, you know, the reason we do the ExoZone is because you know what? We like to keep open minds about things. I'm not going to jump up and down and say, yay, aliens. But I mean, it's certainly exciting news. And I don't care who brings it to us. Honestly, I truly don't. But for those of you who think it's an op, which I was kind of leaning towards that, I'll be honest with you, I'm not anymore. I agree with Richard Dolan. This is a faction. It's a partisan faction within the government that went ahead and did this stuff. And they technically had permission, or they just did it anyway and knew they wouldn't get in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And they pushed it as far as they could. That's the way Dolan put it. Is they came out with as much as they could, which tells me there's so much more we don't know. So much more we don't know.
And I wonder what the impetus behind it is. I wonder why they're doing it now and what they are hoping to accomplish.
I think the answer to that question is probably as interesting as what's inside that ship, to be honest with you. There's something up.
Do they feel like they're trying to warn us? Do they feel a sense of urgency, or is it simply a kind of general conviction that the public has a right to know these things? I don't know.
I think the different world that we live in, as opposed to the 50s, we're, coming out of World War II. I think the military, if you got that classified ranking, it meant everything to you. And you would never like, if they told you not to tell your wife something, you wouldn't tell your wife something. I think today's day and age where everybody's connected, and I don't think, and I'm not saying the people who have those designations are any less loyal than the World War II vet or the 1950s vet. I'm just saying it's a different world. And I don't see soldiers and even intelligence officers being totally blindly loyal when it comes to keeping stuff from the public. I think, the Snowden incident was very interesting. How do you feel about him? What's your thoughts on it? I think the guy got a raw deal.
I mean, look, I'm always for more disclosure and more truth.
Yep.
So, for me, somebody that's, spilling the beans about surveillance that may well be illegal is, I'd like to know that.
Yep. I'm glad he told us. But he did break the law, and he did run to Russia, where he felt he would be the safest. Don't know how I feel about that, but, he's going to have to live there the rest of his life now. And it's unfortunate, but it's good that we know that. It's very good that we know that, because if we didn't, a lot of stuff changed because of that. And, it ended up being a good thing. I don't like what they did to Julian Assange. And I really don't like what they did to him recently. And then I'm forgetting his name, Gary. God, well, who was the guy who hacked the Navy and found the off-world?
I can't remember what his name, but yeah, he was a hacker and just accidentally hit on that list.
Yeah,
that was fascinating.
Yeah, he was in Richard Dolan's chat one day.
Wow,
that was pretty cool for a live stream. Yeah. That guy, well, I definitely don't like what they did to him. It turns out that he's, got Asperger's and stuff, and they were going to they were going to throw the book at that poor kid. And the kid, he's an adult, but put him in federal prison, and just, that wasn't right. When it turned out it was just a guy with Asperger's who got on one of his obsessions. And I totally know what that's like. So, it's interesting. The why is interesting. I'm glad they came out with the information. But I think both things can be true. It's a faction. I'm glad we got the information, but my bullshit detector is also going up as well for something. It's very light though. It's undefinable. I don't know what it is, but there's something that doesn't smell right about this. The Navy's new statements also contradict information contained in a string of emails recently released by the Office of the Secretary of Defense, OSD, through the Freedom of Information Act, FOA. The FOIA release to the Black Vault yielded 16 pages of emails between Mr. Luis Elizondo, the man who sits as a board member of the TTSA and claims to have headed the Pentagon's secret UFO study known as ATIP, and the Defense Office of the Pre-Publication and Secretary Review, DOPSR, and component of the OSD that manages security reviews and information, both public and controlled release. In one of these released emails, Mr. Elizondo stated his justification for the clearance to use the 3 videos for the U.S. For government use was to only unmanned aerial vehicles, balloons, commercials, UAVs, private drones such as quadcopters, etc., continue to pose a potential threat to DoD facilities, equipment and location, Army and Navy, Air Force, and all acknowledge the potential threat by the U.S. DoD equities, but no single unclassified repository exists to share this information across the stakeholders. Mr. Elizondo continued, our collective purpose is to eventually establish an unclassified database or community of interest of related signature data to be acceptable by stakeholders such as DIA, Navy, defense industries, and perhaps local tribal authorities to catalog and identify specific UAS threats to national security and or DoD equities. So basically he used a loophole. Hey, we're looking for drones, and we need to release this footage, and then he used it to release UFO footage.
Right.
So fucking what? I think it was, I'm not sure, but I think it was I don't know who it was, but somebody was claiming that Lou Elizondo did not work for ATIP. I don't believe the guy is running around on national TV lying that he worked on it at ATIP. I just don't.
No.
He would be insane. That means our government hired an insane person, or he's just an insane person. And I just don't believe that for a second. I think he actually worked for it. God, I can't read all this stuff, but I will link the article in the description for anybody to read at their leisure. There's certain factions out there that just flat out don't believe it. And that's fine. I got you on that one. But
I just want to know, cui bono, who benefits? That's what you always ask.
Mhm.
So it's like, who benefits from keeping this information quiet and who benefits from disclosure and why? There you'll have your answer. The why of it, not the what of it. To me, this is not big news at all because I already knew it. Okay, it's interesting that they've finally ponied up, but basically the fact that this shit was released at all and it was on a national television show, was pretty much all the proof I needed. But the fact that they're saying this, okay, but why? Why is the $1 million question? And I don't know if it's a big question of simple principle or if there is actually some kind of pending risk, if there is somehow like these ships are becoming more common. And so we're going to see a lot more of them. So deniability is going to become less and less plausible and they're trying to get ahead of it. Is it even worse than that? Is the sightings of like second and third Oumuamuas moving through the solar system some kind of prelude to something larger? I don't know. There's no way to know as of yet, but it's an interesting time. We can say that.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing something I never thought we'd see. And it's kind of exciting. This part is kind of exciting, and at least I think we'll probably find out who the little green men were before we find out why they told us. to be honest with you. There's just no way. I'm surprised we get this much, to be honest with you. And
Yeah.
it's just weird. It's just weird. We're
Very strange.
gonna go to the chat here. God, I really hate how the default thing is
Top chat.
top chat and not live chat. There we go.
Right.
And there we go. Okay. And also, like, StreamYard doesn't monetize your thing automatically. It doesn't matter. We're not going to be monetized anyway, so it doesn't matter. Bird of Prey 5. It says, "Hail Gary, hail Doomcock. The truth is out there. Kapla. Have you guys ever brought up James Leninger, the kid who thought his past life was a World War II pilot?" No, we haven't brought that subject up, and it's an interesting subject. And I know who you're talking about there. Bird of Prey 5. Have you heard that?
Well, I've heard a lot of things about past lives and stuff like that. Essentially, my personal view is that they are just tapping into the, Akashic record, if you want to call it that, the consciousness of the entirety of existence. I don't think people come back as discrete packets like okay, Gary's coming back, Doomcock's coming back. It's more along the lines of we're everyone on some level, and it's just tapping into that knowledge base that exists in the universe.
Yeah, I agree with that. I totally believe the story.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's a lot of weird stuff, and we could certainly do an ExoZone on that someday of people who've gotten in car accidents and they wake up and they know Chinese and can play and be like a virtuoso on the piano when they've never played it before in their life. So that is tapping into the Akashic or Akashic. Is it Akashic?
I'm not sure exactly. I mean, different people pronounce it differently. Yeah. I just say Akashic record.
I'll say that too. Akashic record, because there's no way that it's imprinted in your brain how to play the piano. It's just no way.
No way. But the universe knows.
Yes, exactly. So it's just picking up the signal. It's like
exactly. Exactly. I think that our brains essentially are not necessarily generating thoughts. I think that they are receiving thoughts.
Them.
They are receiving certain, like the reason that I am the way I am is my brain is tuned to that frequency of existence. And when the brain is damaged, it no longer receives the signals as it did. But really, you can think of like the Akashic record as the internet, the wireless internet, and your brain is like the modem. And you receive the signal with a brain that's functioning properly. If it gets damaged in certain ways, it's going to attenuate certain signals and not function properly. And also, you have local storage of things in your brain, but it's also backed up in the Akashic cloud, so to speak. I think Akashic cloud. Yeah, I think that's essentially what it is.
Oh, so like when it's like, oh, I can't remember that name, and you're like. You're thinking really hard. You're just trying to reconnect your wireless connection. It just got interrupted. Gotcha. I totally know. That's so plausible. I totally agree with that. But thank you, Bird of Prey 5. That's a very good subject. I like that a lot.
It is.
I have too many windows up. Hang on. Jesus Christ. Okay. Criminal Imagination for 20 Canadian pesos. Hail Doomcock and Gary. To Doomcock. During a Critical Drinkers stream, I posted a super chat with a message that toxic masculinity sells. But the example I used was Transformers, so I don't blame CD for not getting the joke.
What Transformers?
Well, I don't get the joke either. I'm missing something there. Toxic masculinity sells, but the example I used was Transformers. So I don't blame critical. Well, for one, he's a critical drinker, Criminal Imagination.
Yes.
And I'm completely missing it as well. But explain it in the chat. You don't have to.
Maybe it's trans. Maybe it's trans.
Maybe.
A transform. Trans.
Being, more than meets the eye.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't transform in that way. I'll just say that.
No.
I'm a proud non-transformer.
Well, you have
I have to
weaponry in your suit, right? I mean, can't you fly? Can you
Well,
fly yet?
I could fly, sure,
Okay.
but I don't
I don't show
I don't
off.
discard any equipment to fly.
I
Just put
gotcha.
it that way.
Yes, there you go. You come fully prepared.
Yes. Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's a rudder. It's an extra rudder. Let's just put it that way.
So ruin of House Roundhead for $4.99. Don't storm Area 51, Gary. Don't worry, I won't.
No.
I actually want to meet you in New York soon. You have you picked a fan meetup spot in New York City? I can help you find a place. No, I haven't even got to the point where I can think about New York City, considering YouTube kind of rocked everybody's world the last 24 hours. So I am doing what I probably should have done a long time ago and preparing again. I'm reminded again that if I want to keep doing this, I need to have a backup plan. So thank you, Sir Ruin of House Rented, but I will contact you. I got to get with Jeremy about that, and John F. Trent as well. John F. Trent's going. The Fandom Menace for $5. Hey, Gary, do you mind resending your Twitter message? There was a typo. Hail Fandom. Oh, the typo's fine. But I can resend it. Also, here's $5. Thanks, Fandom Menace. I'll resend it, but that should be enough. The typo won't make a difference. If I said it's okay, it's okay. But I'll do it again. Matches burn for $2. Government is thank you for the $5. Phantom Mesh. You didn't have to give $5 for that. Matches burn for $2. Government is hiding cat girls and space elves at Area 51. Well, cat girls.
Well, I gotta go.
Yeah, and now we gotta go.
Now I'm gonna go. I'll rush Area 51 for cat girls. Say these eyes of blue.
Oh man. Especially if they look like a young not Natasha Kinski.
Yes. But not too young, right? Polanski?
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Did he hang out with her?
Oh yeah, she was allegedly the girl. The girl.
Oh, really?
Made him have to flee the country. She was the underage girl.
Oh, I thought it was somebody else. Okay.
I heard it was Nastasia Kinski. I could be wrong, but that's what I heard.
I remember seeing what movie was she in? It was like the first time I saw a girl kiss a girl. It was the one where she dressed up as a bear, and it's by the same writer who wrote World According to Garp. It was like what the fuck was
she
it?
Dressed up like a bear.
She dressed up like a bear. Okay, so the guy who wrote World According to Garp, he's weird. And he wrote another weird book, and it was, come on, chat, help me out. What the hell?
I was a bear sexual.
And she makes out with a girl. God damn it.
What the fuck? Who would being dressed up? I mean, I don't have any sex stories or anything that starts out. So, this chick was dressed like a bear, and I didn't realize she was a chick. And that's how I got into trouble. I don't know. That's weird.
Hotel New Hampshire. Thank you. Hotel New Hampshire.
Dressed up like a bear?
Dressed up like a bear, right? It was a bear, or she was in some kind of freaking furry thing. She was, yeah. It's a weird movie. It's a very weird movie. I can't remember when it came out. 80s. 1984.
Never seen it.
Yeah, Hotel New Hampshire, 1984, and yeah, it's a bizarre movie. John Irving. It's a John Irving book. And so there you go. I don't think I want to watch. I remember not liking it very much. So, Cracklin for $4.99 at Medieval Times in Dallas. Oh, I'm at Medieval Times in Dallas right now. Sorry, I won't be able to interact today, but feel free to read my story. I will read your story. Oh, the story that you emailed me. Okay, I'll check it out. Yeah, I will. Sorry, you won't be able to interact. Have fun jousting and eating red meat off the bone. Best time is now for $9.99. No one cares about the Navy comment because most people believe in this stuff already. Not a shocker to most. Yeah, I think they waited so damn long that the aliens are practically here, and they're walking around, and the government finally comes out, aliens are real, and it was an actual alien reading the statement. Glenn Saunders for $5. Have you been watching Contact on Discovery? I didn't watch the last episode. They are connecting all these old cases together in a way that can't really be shrugged off as hoaxes.
Wow.
There is a very strange connection. They're going, yeah, there is a connection and it's weird. It's very weird. And it's almost like they're engineers. Like they're here doing some engineering on the planet or something. But I wouldn't be surprised if a advanced race that can travel interstellar distances is doing something that I don't understand. That would make sense. That would make sense.
Well, one would hope.
Yeah.
One would hope they didn't just come here to, probe hillbillies and steal their moonshine. This seems like an awful waste of, interstellar travel to be pulling that kind of shenanigan.
Exactly. And here is an answer to your follow the money who benefits. Best time is now for $4.99. The beneficiaries. New branches of defense apparatus created. Maybe our government knows that other countries are getting ready to disclose. Other countries have. I mean, like Chile is very open about it. Italy, for the most part, is pretty open about it. Most of the South American countries are pretty freaking spot on. But as far as they haven't disclosed yet, they've released their documents, like France did, and I think the UK did, and yeah, there's something else though. It's not just like every country in the world can say UFOs are real, and unless America says it, people are they're always going to have a doubt.
Right. Well, it's because America has the check mark.
Yes, America's verified.
America has the check mark, and that makes all the difference, doesn't it?
It does. Your check mark. Celebrities need their. You know what? Who I have in my fucking head? Will fucking Smith. It's like Will Smith said, I want to do some more vlogging on YouTube, but my check mark doesn't mean anything because little schlubs like Nerdrotic have a check mark. So could you get rid of all of those so mine is more special? I know that sounds like dickish and unrealistic, and I bet you that's what happened. I'm not saying it's Will Smith, but it's somebody.
Yep.
It's some fucking singer or some, or who knows?
Right.
So we will just make the check mark a scarlet letter. Yeah, that's it.
Yep. I agree.
Captain F Head, 2 pounds. Been a while. Hail Doomcock and Gary. Well, what's up, Captain F Head? How's it going? Nice avatar there. That's pretty funny.
Oh, yes.
Jerome Gazinski for $2. The brain is a transmitter and receiver.
Well, yeah, I would guess. I mean, sure. I mean, it's got to upload to the Akashic record as well. Yeah, absolutely.
Agreed. And Lori Wilson's here. Something tells me in the long run, we're not going to like what the government agenda is. Lori, no wiser words have been spoken. No, we're not going to like what it is.
No, generally not. And that's sad. That's really sad. I don't know why there is this compulsion to be dicks and to just, shaft people over. I don't know why it's just such a knee-jerk thing. It just seems like the standard rather than the exception. I don't get it, but I'm not a dick. I'm just a supervillain. So what do I know?
Just everything you need to know to be a supervillain. That's helpful. I mean, okay. Hey, we're gonna share this. I don't care if I get in trouble. This was interesting. I found it on the Coast to Coast site. Pay attention to this area right here. So this is a little fish. I don't know how big this fish is. So let's say it's like 3 feet or something like that. All 2 feet. Yeah. And there we got this. I'll back up. I'll back up again.
Oh yeah.
That thing is fucking long.
Yeah.
So now I've heard this before. I've heard that Nessie is a giant catfish, and they do exist. Giant catfish exist. That is a thing. So they're thinking that Loch Ness is a giant eel. I don't know how. I mean, I don't know how big this fish is, and I don't know how close it is to the camera. That certainly looks like a big eel right there. Let's go back.
Well, it is. It is. I mean, when I saw this bit of news, and it's from coast to coast, you say?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm not surprised. It's basically the video equivalent of George Norrie. You know, it's like this is so not news to me. We've known that there are eels in Loch Ness, and saying it solved the Loch Ness monster riddle is just stupid. It's just stupid. Dude, we know there's eels. We've known there's eels. That's been a possibility forever. Okay, so it's a 3-foot eel or something. Big fucking deal.
Yep.
You know?
And I wish there was something in Loch. Maybe it eats the eels. Maybe
well, that was the thing. It's like, is there enough biomass in the eels to support a population of plesiosaur like creatures? And the answer seemed to be not really. So I don't know. I mean, what is your take on it?
It just looks like a big eel. I don't think I stopped believing in Nessie, which, as we talked about, was kind of soul crushing. I really wanted it to be real.
I know, me too. I very much love the idea of the Loch Ness monster. That's why I did last week Makili Mbembe. I want a dinosaur out there.
Yes,
I do, but it ain't going to be in Loch Ness. It's just not. Loch Ness has been under observation for quite a while now, and a lot of monster hunters have been out there, and not a goddamn thing has turned up. So,
no, not really.
Yeah,
there's some mysterious acoustic waves in Oklahoma.
Now that's interesting.
Maybe it's the Watchmen.
Or maybe it's people who have seen the Watchmen, and that's the sound of multiple heads exploding.
Yes.
As millions of viewers had suddenly cried out in terror and were suddenly silenced.
In Tulsa. Mysterious acoustic waves in Oklahoma. Seismometers have been buzzing all summer long with strange readings in Oklahoma. The unexplained pulses were detected at monitoring stations across the state, but in contrast to the natural phenomena of earthquakes, the signals occurred at 20-second intervals, though never on Sundays.
Wow.
So there's some godly whatevers out there. We dubbed the acoustic. Oh, this is great. We dubbed the acoustic pattern the anomaly.
Well, did you now? Well, good. I'm sure you'll have a blue check mark coming soon to you.
I'm hoping
for your limitless creativity. You'll fit right in to the blue check mark crowd.
Exactly.
Yeah. That is weird. So basically what we have here is underground aliens who are religious. What we have is chariots of the gods of fire.
Yeah.
I will not signal on Sundays.
I could see like a bunch of ETs running in slow motion. Pieces. Eventually, the odd signals were traced to their origin. The McAllister Army ammunition plant, which disposed of old ammunition every morning, except on Sundays. It's believed that the plant disposes of the ammunition in small amounts to avoid a signal. More powerful blasts that could be jar local communities. Still, it surprised scientists as to how the smaller blasts are picked up by these seismometers all over the state. And one theory is that the devices are picking up sound waves or infrasound, which can travel greater distances. That's interesting. I didn't know there was infrasound. That's interesting. Or it could be drilling those underground bases because the giant meteor's coming. This is an ExoZone, but this is this is weird news. This is like sad news, actually, but it's weird. So I think it's worthy of checking out. This caught my eye again on Coast to Coast. I go to their website, but I don't listen to their damn show because I hate George Nori.
Yeah,
Can't stand him.
Oh man, what a hack.
He's a total hack. He's a total hack. But this is like some Google Earth lore stuff here. I don't know if, oh wait, did I put, you can see that. I put the wrong one. Hang on. I need the
brain is a transmitter and a receiver.
The receiver. Okay, let's try that one more time. We want to share.
Stuck an antenna in your ear and you can think HBO for free.
So you could see nightly news, this car right here. You see the little circle, you see there's a car. So this guy has been missing for 20 years. And somebody bought a house, and what they did was, here, I'm going to run it without sound now. So that's the guy. He has been missing for 20 years. Family didn't know where he was. Dude bought a house in this neighborhood, and he's just Google Earthing it, checking out his house, right? And then he sees the freaking car, and he's like, "What the hell is that?" So he gets his buddy to fly a drone over, and then they see the car, sure as hell, and they pull it out, and the guy's, they found his body and everything. So either the guy they don't know if he committed suicide. Nobody knows anything. They just know that car has been there since 1997 and nobody noticed it. And it's like clear as fracking day.
How could nobody notice it?
Yeah. For 22 years.
How could nobody notice it?
I don't know. I mean, that's bizarre, right?
I don't know.
And nobody thought that, like, the guy used to live around here. Nobody thought to dredge the lake. I mean, like, didn't they always dredge the lake?
Yes. I don't know about that, Gary. I don't know about that. You know what I'm thinking?
He used to work for the Clintons. Oh, I'm just kidding.
Oh, no, because we found him.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, because you found him, right?
That's right.
Please don't insult my thoroughness. But no, dude, look, I'm wondering. I don't believe that nobody saw that. I just don't believe it. I wonder if this is some kind of weird case of missing 411 or some kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's weird. That's weird. What if like, the guy like entered some kind of anomaly or something and has been suspended all this time and then materialized, a few feet away or something from where he started. I mean, it is a body of water after all. Because I just can't believe nobody saw that. It's right there. And there's going to be sunny days. There's going to be all sorts of visibility. Kids probably swim in that stuff, in the summer. Come on.
And it's right off the shore. I mean,
it's right there. So it must have appeared there suddenly. Now, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't look like, it looks fairly stagnant to me. It doesn't look like it has any kind of currents or anything where it could have been deeper and somehow just slowly worked its way, closer into shore. It looks like some kind of BS pond or something. That's just bizarre, dude. Come on.
You think the guy like fell asleep at the wheel and drove right out in here? Or,
I'm saying,
or the UFO truck
have been there since 1997. There's
no way, no freaking way. And and they showed the car. Hang on. 20 years the car has been in there. Hang on.
They
show the car when it came out. Hang on, I'll show you.
I don't buy it, dude. I don't buy it. I would love to see Quincy like give a time of death on that guy and say, the guy died 3 days ago. Dun, dun, dun,
There's the car. I mean, it looks, again, I don't know what.
Oh my God. No way.
Underwater for 20 years.
No way.
I don't think there'd be anything left of the car. I could be wrong on that one, but
there's no way somebody's not going to notice that. Hey, there's a car down there, mother. That sure does look like a car.
damn.
I mean, that is not a vast body of water. It's not in a remote area. That is bizarre. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh, am I wrong? What do you think?
No, I think it's totally bizarre. That's why I picked it out. I was like, that is weird.
That is impossible. I do not buy that was sitting there all that time. How? Come on.
Oh, Sasquatch video.
Sasquatch
video.
Dennis Puffol. Wow, from 2005. Huh.
Wait, we're going back.
Oh, that looks weird. His arms look wrong. His arms look too long.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna go the first one. I don't know. What's this one?
So how come Dennis Puffol has all these Sasquatch videos? He happened to be in the right place and
there's
huh. Look at that.
I've never heard of these. Have you heard of these? I have never heard of these. I don't even know how I found this page. It was just accidental.
I don't know. It just suddenly appeared.
Who's this clown right here?
Dennis Puffol. You're taking the Puffol.
Let's check out this one. It looks like an old porn. Old porns used to have did you know porns were like the first things to have websites and email addresses and stuff? Like back in the 80s? They're early 80s.
That makes sense.
They're groundbreaking.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Look at that. What's he doing? Sitting down?
I don't know.
Picking his feet?
I think he's making a porn with that there tree stump.
Here, let's
down.
I can barely see that.
Yeah, I know. Well, it looks like he's doing the Macarena.
It does. Or
it kind of looks like he's
jerking off,
wiggling in his hands.
Wouldn't that be funny? Like the first Bigfoot video you get, it's like it sounds just starts yanking the crank.
Yeah,
it's like ew.
Yeah, doing a little radar love there.
Not that advanced after all, are they? Or maybe they are.
Flying those ships, abducting those 411 people, still needing to jerk off out in the woods.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know how I found those videos, but
that's very weird.
Oh, that's how I found them. I went to videos. I wanted to go to articles to show the fake ghost video that they put up. This is very fake, by the way.
Oh dear,
because the person just comes out right from the pole. I mean, it's like, come on, people. Hang on, you're gonna see a circle coming up here pretty soon. We're gonna do a bunch of. Here we go. It's coming. It's fake as hell. It's like really.
Well, a lot of these sites are pretty cheesy. You know,
look at how look at Jeff with the Marvel problem, and he's talking about Black Magneto. God, Jeff is so racist. I don't know why Jeff is so racist. Jesus Christ.
Whatever. He is not enlightened.
So yeah, we're gonna be doing some ghost stuff, Jim Cock, because it's Halloween is coming up. You know how I know that? Yeah. Because I saw candy and Halloween costumes in the drugstore like 2 weeks ago. So
it's there. It's coming.
It's there. Let's get to some super chats here. Oh my God, where was I?
I don't know.
Apex Tyrannus for $10. UFOs being real means aliens are here, which means they have been here for a long time. It means they are in control of the world. It means they probably made the US, or at least modified us, or made us, or modified us, uplifted us. I believe all of those things. As now, do I think that is the answer? No, I'm just saying I believe that could happen. I believe that we might be up jumped gorillas or something, some kind of hominid or whatever, biped. Yeah, I certainly think something happened in our DNA because we are so different and we do not fit here
No.
cohesively. And we've talked about that. Like, I can't remember who brought it up on an Art Bell, but it really got me thinking. I know Giorgio has brought up. Giorgio has always asked the question, why do we have to wear furs? Why did we shed all of our fur just to wear fur? I mean, there might be a plausible explanation. I don't know. Why do we have so much back pain when other beings don't? And that's the I'll try to remember who brought that up, and I can see if I can read an article from that person, because they gave me a whole list of like how we don't fit here at all. So it was fascinating. But
what is the law? Not to walk on all fours. See, we've come from the house of pain. And,
no spill
we are modified. Yes.
Oingo Boingo did a great song on that. What is the law? No spill blood. What is the law? No spill blood. Who makes the rules? Someone else. Who makes the rules? Someone else.
Oingo Boingo.
Oingo
Outstanding.
Boingo. Yes.
Formerly the Mystic Knights of the Oingo Boingo.
That's right. I'm actually staring at the album that song is on right now. It's hanging up in my office. You guys into ghosts? Yes. We know what we need. That's why I brought that up, because the thing is, Doomcock and I have been so goddamn busy. It takes a lot of time to prep for the show, and we don't have it yet, but we're going to, so we can, because the ghost show is going to take some prep. We're going to need video stories. We've got people who send us emails that we need to collate and go over and do and almost that has to be done at night. I think that has to be done at night.
I agree.
You can't do ghost stories during the day.
Not credibly. No,
not credibly. I agree. That's a good way to put it. Best time is now. $4.99 says, you guys in the ghost. Check out Jordanian YouTube channel. Jordanian. Am I going to be able to understand it? Ehab Quazamea. Haunted houses exploration. I don't speak Arabic, but it's still super creepy, I swear. Okay.
Sounds good.
Do they haunted houses in Jordan? Can't they like go to the haunted route? Don't they? I mean, isn't there that I'm forgetting the name of the place, but there's that crazy place that you have to walk a mile through a little canyon, and what's it called in Jordan? Oh my God. And it's got it was in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Oh yeah. I don't remember the name.
Oh, Brian Forster was just there on one of his tours. Hang on, Jordanian ruins. Petra. Yeah, can't you just go to Petra? I bet you there's lots of ghosts there.
I would imagine.
Hail the Emperors of Enigma. Ooh, I like that. Lord Doomcock, check Patreon message for future content. Lord Nerdrotic, look forward to my patronage tonight. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. I've got to do some work on that. God bless, and may your channels grow as dandelions in a field. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the $10, Lance Ilato.
Oh, yes, Sir Lance Ilato. Great
Sir
guy.
Lance. Yes. Red Monarch for $2 says, hail Doomrotic and Nerdcock. Hail.
Hello, Red Monarch. Basil?
Brother Malachi for $5. I saw on Travel Channel today showings of paranormal videos. One of them was a ferry that was obviously CGI. There aren't even trying anymore. No, they're not. And that's muddies the water, and I hate that. I hate because they're desperate, because those shows get great ratings for them, and they're really cheap to make. Remember, whatever happened to the ghost hunters? The guys, Taps.
Right.
What happened to those guys? I used to watch them all the time.
Yeah, I don't know. I
And
guess
I
they
just stopped watching.
Yeah.
Oh, it was me. I unplugged from cable.
I see.
But the last two shows I was watching consistently before I unplugged was Taps and the Swamp People. So yeah. Taps kind of got boring, although they did get that one time where they got the lamp to move on the table. That was pretty fucking good. I was like, that was almost worth the wait of 3 or 4 episodes to see that happen. That was pretty freaky.
Wow.
Now, was it real? I hope so. I hope they wouldn't have faked that. The back pain is because we don't. Oh, yeah, it's pretty interesting. Eric Hawk says the back pain is because we don't lift our knees. Well, I think the whole point of it is that we aren't. It's probably because we don't lift our knees, but we shouldn't need to, and it shouldn't be there because if we were in possibly what the guy was insinuating is we're in heavier gravity than where we're originally from.
Right.
And lifting our knees wouldn't matter if we were in the right gravity. The fact is that I can't say all, but most animals are, according to Darwin's theory, they evolve to their surroundings. Now, granted, we have spread all over the planet, but in spreading all over the planet, this is why we have different skin tones and stuff. It depends on where you're from, where the sun was out more or less. Through evolution, you would think, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing is, we're not, we're the virus with shoes, for lack of a better term. We don't really fit in. We pretty much, we build, and it's part of being conscious too. But that's the other thing is like, who turned that on? Did it just turn on? I don't know. The one thing I don't know is I don't have all the answers.
No, we don't. We definitely don't. But I mean, it is a reasonable question to pose. I don't think it's at all unreasonable to wonder these things. We certainly don't seem well suited to this environment.
No, and I just never understood the distinction, and it's because of people who are academics, and you get entrenched. Listen, sorry, but if you're an academic, you're entrenched in an institutionalized system. All right, and an institutionalized system is dogmatic, and I've almost, I feel free of that. So because I think it's just as crazy for us to have evolved over millions of years from something we have zero connection to. Like there is that missing link that they bring up is huge. It's not just a little link. It's not a couple of years, and then all of a sudden our evolution sped up over the last, couple 100,000 years
to
where we basically changed fundamentally and completely. What caused that? Something had to have caused that if that is the case. And that's almost as weird as, it's my same argument for a lot of things. It's easy. It's just as easy to believe that the Lord of the Rings is real than some other stories I hear. But, it's just, but I consider all possibilities. I don't deny it,
Exactly. My mind is entirely open.
Yep.
I remain neutral on something if there is no proof for it. But as soon as proof becomes available or proof to the contrary surfaces, then I remain neutral. I think that's the only proper attitude to have.
Absolutely. And there's so many people who disrespect, I'm not a religious person, but I don't disrespect religion because I don't fucking know. And I don't have the arrogant, I think it's arrogant to just think, that God doesn't exist. Okay. All right. Ooh, man.
Yeah. How do you know? How can you prove it?
Because it's just ridiculous. To who? You? Okay. You're the arbiter of ridiculousness and not okay. Based on what? Because you think you're smart? Yeah.
That's right.
That's right, man.
Think you're better than me? You think you're better than me?
Mm-hmm. But also, why do you want to like just rain on people's parades? If they're happy, they're happy. And that's what it's usually about, folks. It's usually people aren't happy.
Yeah. Just being
just being dicks. Big old dicks. Biggest dickus. All right. Let's go to the chat. There's Penn. Hey, Penn Farm Girls here. What's up?
all right.
That's hang on. I just missed Dilbertson's one. Hi. What's I was a Van Halen machine in the 80s. That's not the one I wanted to go on. Dilbertson said, Nerdrotic, you can look all animals in the eye, but only a few look back from the experience. Looking into an elephant's or dolphin's eye is different to a cow or a sheep. Not sure we are the only conscious ones. I'm not sure either. We're conscious in a different way. I'm not even sure we're the most intelligent. Honestly, Douglas Adams put it best, Doomcock. We think we're more intelligent than dolphins because we invented the wheel, cheeseburgers in New York, and dolphins think they're more intelligent than us for precisely the same reasons.
Very good.
So
yeah, what a great book.
Yep. And you could put you put a screen. My wife calls me on the phone. She's on the screen. She wants to say hi to the dog. I put the screen up to the dog. Dog can't see that. Dog's like, what?
Yeah.
What's going on? So yeah, it's different for them. So we don't know. We don't know. They know they hear a voice, but it's disembodied and it confuses them.
Yes.
Dolphins. We love dolphins.
Yeah, dolphins are quite intelligent, but they lack the apparatus to make tools. Therefore, we think of them as not intelligent because they don't have a technological civilization. But there are other orders of intelligence, and mankind is just too stupid to see that.
And we need to that. It's the what is it? The other person's problem field. It's something from Hitchhiker again, where the spaceship lands on the big pitch and nobody notices it because it's somebody else's problem.
Oh,
it's a very English thing. It's like, that's not my problem. It doesn't compute, so therefore I don't see it. And it's like it's basically like a cloaking device.
Yes, therefore it's invisible to me.
Yes. Damn, I'm pissed. Oh, Secure Team's got a website now. Or has he always had a website? That's good.
I don't know.
That's good. He probably needs one considering what YouTube has been doing. He hasn't been on YouTube in a while, and that's weird. I put Secure Team in it, and his YouTube channel is the first thing that comes up, and it should be because, my God, it gets millions of views a day.
Well, yeah, but has he got the blue check mark?
He's got a check mark, but it's good. Well, he'll probably lose his. He'll probably lose his.
Yeah, because he's not Will Smith. He's not Hollywood. So, sure.
Oh, look at that. For the second time, my notifications were taken away from Secure Team. Wow. Oh, he hasn't put up a video in like 3 weeks. That's why.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, he probably got bummed out
or something.
Usually he's been doing it for a long time, right? So,
oh yeah, a couple of years. I mean, well, I don't even know. I mean, it could be many years. I have no idea. Wow. But it gets to a man after a while.
You got to take vacations, man. That's the thing. And but I mean, he didn't put it. Well, I mean, it must be hard for him because you have to go and find a bunch of UFO footage, and you got to see if it's like somewhat legit. I mean, not like Third Face Moon. Those guys will put up anything. Yeah. That's the funniest channel in the world, man. I saw them pop up in one of Ethan's stream one time, and the guy started, came out of nowhere and like, my brother's doing a comic book, and then he left, and then nobody ever saw him again in any of Ethan's streams. And I think Ethan just ignored it. But they got to show, my God, they have 745,000 subscribers. Jesus Christ. And that's not going to be enough for for having that check mark, which, I mean, God, that's such a pisser. It's such a pisser that YouTube can just take shit whenever they want. So,
Yep. Well, there you go.
willy nilly.
Yep. It's fucked up. It's kind of depressing.
Yeah, it is, but we got to live through it. That's what E equals MC squared. It does. Like I said, it lights a fire under my ass. So it's just I'm gonna work on the shop and get that opened up so I can have my own quote unquote mug club ready to go. Just in case I need it. That'll be next year. Because I've been we have to go through it, and God, I've got so much stuff, man. We
I know, man.
we had to get I own a house, dude, and I had to get a storage facility so we can put all the stuff in the storage facility so we can inventory it, because we can't inventory it in the house. It'll take up everything. We tried it and we're like, this isn't going to work.
Right.
But in the meantime, I got the trademark thing done, and Mrs. Nerdrotic got buttons and pins and t-shirts and all kinds of things ready for New York and other events. And then, dude, just around the corner is the Noir Film Festival.
Oh yeah,
Noir Film Festival. I'm going to LA next weekend. I'm going to LA because Lord of the Rings trilogy is playing at the Frida Theater. I've never heard of it. I think it's a nonprofit theater where everything goes to charity or something like that. And they're playing the Lord of the Rings extended trilogy. And I've never seen the extended versions in the theater. So, yeah, man, gonna go check that out. Let's go to the chat here. Oh man. Become a Doomcock patron. Yes, we should. You should, right there. Don't forget.
Absolutely. Patreon.com/Doomcock and subscribestar.com/Doomcock as well. Thank you guys. Appreciate that.
Nerdrotic, I sent Doomcock an email a while ago explaining what changes were upcoming at YouTube. It appears it's happening. What changes did you explain?
Who is this now?
That was Dilbertson.
Yeah, I mean it's Dilbertson's. It was a lengthy email, and like I am saying to Dilbertson, it's time for us to talk. So I will be in touch tomorrow. And sorry about that, man. It's just been crazy.
It's been absolutely crazy. And then YouTube just made things to reset what happened. YouTube has changed a couple of things that on the surface seem, innocent enough. They're rounding up subscribers so people don't obsess on it. They said that because they're concerned about YouTubers' health. But then they take away verification, which I think would stress out a lot of YouTubers, because it means you're not verified anymore. Not that verification was any kind of protection, but you kind of used it as an excuse. But now they have unverified thousands of channels. So that actually happens on October 1st.
Right.
So it's not just you lose the check mark that to get the check mark, YouTube has to look at your channel, say you're legit, and put a check mark next to it. So now they're only going to do that for celebs and big companies, which means they're suppressing the independent creators, which means they're prepping for the fucking election. Everybody knows what's happening. And YouTube just, I spent the whole last 2 months, Susan Wojcicki was talking about how, we're going to be fucking transparent and stuff like that. And look, I'm grateful for the platform and everything like that. But listen, there's no viable alternative right now. And there won't be for a long time, unless one of the big boys or unless Twitch just, decides to let you do videos or changes their format, which I doubt they will. Or somebody else jumps in the fray, which I don't know if they will. This is a very unique beast, but it might not be for too much longer. And then, YouTube will just kill itself. I mean, it's bending the knee to its competition. Like, you can't listen to the Dinosaur Legacy media, still has power, but they're losing it. day by day. NBC, CBS, ABC, well, not ABC because they're Disney, but NBC is owned by Comcast now. CBS still owns themselves, but these networks are going to be dead. I mean, they have an expiration date.
Yeah.
When we never thought they would, but they have an expiration date. They are incredibly expensive to run. They have giant infrastructure, and they're getting beaten by people in their fucking pool houses and in their offices. They can't have that. They cannot have that. The thing is, though, they can try to slow us down. They might even try to trip up this YouTube, but this will beat them. This will beat them like a drum. And it'll be some other form. It might not be on YouTube, but this will be the thing that kills them. And honestly, Hollywood is going down that fucking road too. The Rambo is starting to get slaughtered by critics because it's a freaking action war movie. It's just an old school action war movie that's violent. Well, we can't make these movies anymore because they're hyper masculine.
That's right. That's right. I mean, where's the soy? Where's the soy?
And, well, how do you think the people, the fake people that got shot up that represent nobody because they're fake actors who got shot up, like that's going to upset somebody somewhere? You can't make entertainment like that anymore.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think we ought to prove them wrong. I have intentions before I take over the world. I'm going to make some things that will make people's eyes pop out. So it's coming. It's coming.
Yeah. I mean, listen, they're out of ideas. They're rebooting shit. You just did a video on it. Princess Bride. The only reason I didn't do a video because it would just be me going, this is the dumbest fucking idea in the world. Why are you doing this? Like, nobody wants this. Like, nobody wants a Princess Bride remake. It'll suck.
Yep.
It was lightning in a bottle. It was made by somebody who understood the source material. Plus, it wouldn't work now because it's a heteronormative story. You couldn't have a heteronormative story.
God forbid.
So,
God forbid. Yeah, I just had to. I just had to. And my channel is taking the hit for it because it's not Star Wars news and it's not Star Trek news, but for me, it's important news. And I wanted to record my anger and my outrage at this thing because of specifically, Gary, I don't know if you've seen the video, but it's very specifically because it's a goddamn it's exactly why I am fighting.
I saw the video. It's how families pass down stories, a connection between a grandfather and a son. No, you were perfect. You were fucking on point. That's why I didn't feel like I needed to make one. One got made. And
it's only gotten like, I don't know, 12,000 views or something. It's like, well, that's fine, And YouTube then looks at it and says, haha, see, and then the algorithm like stops recommending me and shit, but fuck it. The Princess Bride is a classic. It just straight up, it's a classic. And particularly remaking this movie is a violation of the very theme of that movie, which is the transmission of stories between generations, of relaying myths from the elders to the youngers. And that is what Hollywood is destroying. And so it's particularly galling that they're doing this. I mean, I had people in the chat saying, well, I mean, he's losing his shit, but I mean, it's not Star Wars. I mean, why isn't he losing his shit to Star Wars and Star Trek? And it's like, dude, I already have. I have done that and done that and done that. But I'm not going to be making a whole lot of Princess Bride videos, but this is a classic. This is something that is like Casablanca or Lawrence of Arabia to a lot of people, and thematically it perfectly describes what the Fandom Menace is all about, which is basically making sure that our culture remains intact and that we hand down these stories to our children and their children after them. That there's some kind of continuity. These stories are the glue that hold our civilization together. And I think someone who is against our civilization is attempting to loosen that glue. That's what I think.
No, I totally agree, and that's what's going on right now. Is they're not taking storytelling seriously. They're just They're rebooting a reboot with like Battlestar. When I first heard Sam Esmail was going to do it, I didn't know what context it was. So I'm like, well, I like Mr. Robot. I think this might be good if they like try to redo the Glenn L. Larson version. You know, the original '70s
That's
one.
what I thought. Yeah.
And it turns out that it's a story within the Ronald D. Moore mythos, but it's not a reboot. I don't know how the fuck he worded that. It's honoring, we're not going to reboot it, but it's in the spirit of the Ronald Moore. I'm like, what the hell? And then a website had to clarify that it is indeed within the Ronald D. Moore universe. It's like, that's a story with a definitive end. Like, there's nothing to tell.
How the hell do you make a spin-off or another movie in that universe when humanity gets wiped out, except for the Pegasus and the Galactica and the other ships in that fleet? So I don't know how the hell you're gonna. I don't know. Is it gonna be like, you know, the Simpsons or something? Is it going to be like the Osbournes? You know, it's going to be a family on Cruiser 7 over there. They tend to the plants and they have soap opera problems. And is Missy going to find true love? I don't know. But there is no other fucking story of substance. There is no, you know.
No.
I mean, unless they're going to have the story on Earth, the Earth that they find where everyone dies. You know, that has absolutely zero to do with anything of the fleet or the Pegasus or the Galactica. But then how are they going to call it Battlestar Galactica? I don't know.
Exactly.
It doesn't make any sense.
You can't call. Okay. What they're going to do is call it Battlestar Galactica and actually reboot it. And Commander Adama will be a woman. And, you know, like yeah. All the women will have survived. The Cylons killed all the men. And I can't believe Sam Esmail's doing something like this other than to make it a big political thing. He's super political. Like, it really turned me off. I had reviewed season 3 of Mr. Robot and I liked it. I actually liked it. I thought it was it turned the series around because series 2 kind of sucked. Season 1 was great. And then I went to the after show, which was on USA, and they were going to interview Sam Esmail. And what's he doing the entire after show? Talking about the Orange Man. It's like, dude, talk about your TV show. Frack, people. So yeah, no reboots. There should be a law against reboots and prequels for 10 fucking years. We need original stories. There's plenty of them out there. There's plenty of books and comics you could adapt of original properties. You know, hopefully the success of The Boys gets them to tap into more like Vertigo type properties. And there's plenty of stories to tell, but you know, they just seem right now they're doing everything safe. It's because of the streaming wars. They'll be over in a couple of years. There'll be 4 things left. I offered, I think we should do a show and make brackets like the NCAA tournament and see who's going to win the streaming wars. I mean, it's obvious it's going to be like Netflix, Disney Plus, Amazon, and Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 of those are Disney. So,
yeah,
Jesus Christ.
I don't know. Although, you know, listen, if the Cylons killed all the men, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You're starting to sell me on this thing. So if it's all women that are all surviving in the fleet, maybe, you know, to cut down on powering the air conditioning, they say, well, there's no guys around. We all ought to just jettison our uniforms and go around in our panties and bras or just naked. I mean, you know, what's the point? There's no men around. And we turn it to a water worshiping kind of a civilization instead of sun worshiping or any of that. So lots of showers take place.
Oh,
I don't know. I'm starting to
buy. I think you got something there. I think you got something there. I mean, the production cost
Gyne Lactica.
There's no costume. You don't have to get any costume designers or anything.
No, I'd buy all those action figures, all of them.
Yeah, and you just set everything in a ship. So you just build like a couple sets, shower.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I gotcha.
Just have showers on the the CDC and CNC. Anyway,
it's freaking ridiculous. But Princess Bride is like it's so dumb. It's like
It is. It's a perversion of a classic, and there's no way that they can improve it. All they can do is degrade it and fracture the transmission of that mythology from father to son and daughter to mother, mother to daughter. It really is just unraveling our culture. To what end, I don't know, but it seems hostile and antithetical to our culture.
When it's the same thing as when they remade Willy Wonka. It's like, and they made this forgettable movie, just absolutely forgettable movie. And
I didn't even bother.
I went to see it. I don't remember it. I honestly don't, other than Johnny Depp playing Michael Jackson. But yeah, it was it's got to end. I mean, listen, the Marvel, I think we're just in a transition period because Marvel basically just ended. The end game, they just ended themselves. So superhero movies are going to take a little breath. What we get, Wonder Woman made the giant mistake of delaying themselves till next year when they could have come out this year and actually made some kind of impact. So we're going to have a little breath of no superhero movies, right? Until Black Widow comes out in May. Nobody's going to care about that.
No.
And there's no Thanos. There's no anything. There's just announcements. And yeah, so honestly now, and then, oh my God, next year it's Picard and Doctor Who. Oh my God. And then we got, I just need The Expanse to get here as soon as possible. That's all I need.
Oh God, yes. I'm praying to God that it will be great and somehow it will gather a new audience, even if they're just dumping it all in one fell swoop. But I don't know.
I'm gonna try like hell to get to the screening at New York, but I doubt it. I mean, because there'll be a line, and the minute I see a line, I'm like, no thanks.
Yeah.
Jaeger Bomb for $5 says, "Hey y'all, I'm wishing the aliens would invade in the end. Independent is the way to go. Look up at 40K's Hell's Reach, full of toxic masculinity and aliens." Well, man, you're talk. See, and that's the thing is this whole freaking narrative of masculinity being toxic. It's just masculinity. It's called testosterone. It's this thing we're born with. So
right.
we're constantly being criticized with something we're fucking born with. If that isn't the very definition of sexist or ist of any kind, I don't know what is. And Storm Area 51 is tomorrow, correct? Is it tomorrow?
I look, I've never contemplated storming Area 51, so I haven't been tracking it. It's not something that I care. But if that's the case, God, I thought it already happened. So it has not.
Okay, no, it hasn't happened. And the Area 51 event this weekend shows that marketers can make a killing on the absurd. Well, life is absurd.
Yeah.
Like there's a Bud Light "We Come in Peace" can. If I drank beer, I would get the alien. Arby's is doing something. But yeah, it's tomorrow, right? I thought it was the 22nd. Oh yeah, okay. So, however, those who attend on Friday, September 20th may not get the answers they seek. 2.1 million people have RSVP'd. The brand has capitalized on the internet phenomenon and are getting tons of exposure by marketing around the event starting. So yeah, there's some little town or something, and those people aren't going to make it past there. So I don't know if there's going to be is there going to be a live stream from there with I don't know, with freaking drones or something?
Who knows?
Showing.
Somebody will probably do it. I don't know. I haven't heard anything. It's bizarre. I can't believe anyone's actually going to go do that. I just
people go to Burning Man. I mean, I always wonder. See, when I first moved up here, I had no idea what Burning Man was. I thought it was a show, like a rock show, like people went and saw some bands or something like that. No, it's just people going to the desert and I guess they play some DJs play some techno shit or whatever. Girls paint their bodies. That's great. But I heard it's gotten all elitist now. Like they have areas that are fenced off with, and these rich folks go up there and build, these rich tech tycoons build these tents and shit that don't allow people in. And the event is called Burning Man. You are burning the man. And the fact that it got marketed and capitalized, which is great. I love it because, listen, I love Burning Man because it rids San Francisco of some of the biggest idiots for the course of 3 days. So I'm all for it. But it's funny. I think it's funny how it started. And I kind of like it. I mean, there's something I really like about the genuineness of it, and people just going out and if you have fun, that's freaking great. Just be careful. You're in the middle of the desert, drink lots of water, and don't get shot.
Oh, yeah.
And don't actually freaking storm Area 51. That's a very bad idea. They will fucking shoot you.
Yep.
They'll make Pulp Fiction next. They'll remake Pulp Fiction next. Bionic Belly Button. They will someday. I think the one that's coming down the road, thank you for the $2, Bionic Belly Button. I think the one that's truly coming down the road is the remake of the original Star Wars trilogy. Yeah, I think you can put that in cement. You can put that in bronze. It's fucking happening.
Oh yeah, they've perverted Lion King. They've perverted Aladdin, and they're perverting Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast. They're going to go ahead and pervert Star Wars as well. They don't have any ideas, so might as well, right? I mean, that's as sure as the sun rises.
The only way that it would kind of be interesting. I don't want it. Let me preface this by saying no, hell no, hell no. But if you adapted the radio show and you did it like a TV series, and the radio show basically did everything from all the novelizations. So all the little fill-in parts that they added in the novelizations, they put into the radio show. Lucas not putting in Luke constructing his lightsaber in the beginning of Return of the Jedi was a huge mistake. I always wish he would have put that in. I don't know why he left it out, but because that's the point where Luke becomes a Jedi. At least that's how it was penned originally. I know there's been a lot of retconning from the EU and all that, whatever, but that's how I remember it. But that still would suck because Disney would do it. Disney has no soul.
No, they don't.
Mexican Iron Man for $14.99 says, breaking news: Mexican Iron Man intercepts encrypted naval office warfare message. Disclosure is happening due to impending crisis to occur on Infinite Tijuanas. Run, hide, protect the taco carts.
Oh no! Damn it! I knew it was coming. It was prophesied.
Oh my God. To tell you how evil kids were in San Diego back in the day. So in San Diego, when you get up in the morning, you go to school or go to work, there's corners to certain streets spread around the county where the undocumented aliens, or the undocumented immigrants, they're not called aliens anymore, would gather to be picked up for work. Mm-hmm. So giant groups of them. And this is back in the 80s. So kids would drive by or and yell from the bushes, "La migra," to get them to run. It was really mean. It's really mean. I never took part in it. But they used to do shit like that. Yeah, kids are mean. Why aren't either of you backing up your videos on BitChute? I am, Brother Malachi. I have a BitChute. Did you not look? There is a link on my website to the BitChute, or you could just go to BitChute and search Nerd Erotic. It is there. Doomcock hasn't done it yet, but the problem is Doomcock brought up a great point about BitChute that I didn't know about. You can't delete your videos.
Right.
So if you put something up.
Right. And that's a problem for me. I don't like not having control over my videos. And so, I mean, if I put them up and I think it's a good idea, and then later on, for whatever reason, I want to restrict access to those videos, I can't. And so I hesitate to do BitChute. And without any other kinds of incentives, like you can't monetize them, you can't really control them. You can't even really set them to private, as far as I understand. Yeah, I'm just not. I don't see the point. You know,
No.
I don't see the point.
The only thing I can see myself going to is okay. So there's a YouTuber out there named Soph. Soph is really extreme, like a very extreme right person. She's a 14-year-old girl.
Oh, right, yeah.
And with a foul mouth. She got kicked off of YouTube. She went to BitChute, and then she immediately left and went to Free Speech TV, which is a subscription group run by Gavin McGinnis, I think. Which I think is like the only thing the free speech. I don't think we're going to get another YouTube. So I think it'll have to be groups of YouTubers banding together and making their own shit, like making their own website, making their own channel, kind of like a Channel Awesome, but like, dude, get the contract signed up at front, be a partnership, don't have one person in charge, and make sure you all really fucking get along. And that's a tough one, man. I am very anti-partner. I took on partners for the comic shop, worst idea of my life. And it wasn't the partners, it was me. I just work better by myself. But that being said, that might be the only option if this thing falls apart. Now, BitChute's a good place to back up your videos. Again, I do it. But the thing is, once you connect your YouTube channel to that thing, you can't disconnect it either. That's the other thing I didn't like. You can delete your channel, your BitChute channel, and start all over. But and plus, I just don't. There's nobody's watching the videos or anything. I mean, I think I get like 50 views on a video on BitChute, on a video that gets like 100,000 views on YouTube.
Right.
So I want to win on YouTube. And the only way to win on YouTube is to stay here and keep fighting and roll with the punches. And remember what the quartering said in his video. Be grateful first. I am grateful YouTube has given me the platform. This is still the best place to come and have a voice, find great YouTubers, have fun, and make a little cheddar on the side. Well, not on the side. It's my job. So yes, this is my job, but my job is to entertain you. It's not to make you angry. It's not to do anything other than entertain you. And how I pick my information is what, something I have an opinion on. It's just something I have a strong opinion on. There's a lot of stuff I've even recorded, like halfway recorded videos and go, I'm not into this. I don't care. And I stop. I gotta care. I gotta genuinely care. And yeah, that's how this thing works. So I'm grateful we have the platform. There are changes being made because we are competition for the legacy media. And while the legacy media still has some power, they're going to lash out and try to take us out. The thing is, we just need to, again, roll with the punches. We might get knocked down a little bit. We might lose a few views here and there, but you keep fighting, you build it back. It'll build back up. Trust me. I went traveling, Doomcock, and my channel slowed down. I just got back to work, and within it took 3 weeks, but I got it rolling again. It just took 3 weeks. That's all. It wasn't a big deal. And you just don't worry about it. That's why I'm almost like, I'm happy Social Blade is gone in the aspect of it's not blasting everybody's income all over the place. I mean, even though it's it's like you're making between $3,000 or $3 and $8,000 or something like that. I mean, it's like none of anybody's business really, but that's life. Where do I leave and where do I go? Says Hickat's daughter for $1.99. Or when do I leave and where do I go? For storming Area 51, you have to leave now and you go to Area 51 in Nevada. I don't know what the name of the town. It's best not to go. Go to Coachella. Coachella is still fun. I mean, it's a fun place. If you have a good group of friends, it's a fun place to go. It's not as fun as it used to be. But it's
I don't know. I've never been. I don't have any insight on that kind of thing.
It's a lot of scantily clad people watching. Formerly good music. You used to be able to see some good music there, but not really anymore. Hail all! I am wishing the alien invade in the end. Independent. All right, independent is the way to go. It is Jaegerbomb. It really is. Thank you. Hail Doomcock and Gary. The algorithm giveth, and the algorithm taketh away. Says Daryl Rayner for $4.99. Truly does. That is true. Hail Doomrotic, are you liking Stargate, Gary? Orville Nation, I haven't started it. I start it next year. I'm going to do my virgin view of Stargate and do my reviews probably on Patreon. That'll probably be a Patreon thing. I started doing that with Farscape, and then it got screwed up, and then I ended up watching the rest of it and loving it. I'm going to watch it again and probably do reviews on Patreon. I don't know if you ever finished Farscape, but Farscape's the shit, man. Ended too soon, though. The ending was a little rushed, but it still was good and satisfying. And my God, I don't know where I was all my life for that show. I really missed out.
Yeah, I've never, I mean, I've been watching it, but I'm only still like in the first season. So
it gets much better. I mean, like it starts rolling in season 2. It gets really good. And it's very much in the vibe of the Tenet Doctor Who. There's something special about that time, I guess, as far as television is concerned. It was groundbreaking. I think it's in that very special place in entertainment when the people who own the stuff don't really understand it, but they just know that people like it, so they let them do what they want. It was kind of like in the early days of music. Frank Zappa famously talked about this. He's like, the old men with chomping on cigars were the best people to facilitate music back in the late 60s and early 70s because they didn't understand it. They just knew it made money. So they didn't try to micromanage anybody, and they let like Frank Zappa do what he wants. And it was when the little douchebags took over, little hipster douchebags, as Zappa called them, took over and started micromanaging and thinking they knew better than the musician when things started getting screwed up. That happened to comic books, and that's what's happening to television right now. That's what's happening to entertainment. What you're seeing happening to entertainment, folks, is the beginning of the end. All things end. Does it mean TV is going to go away permanently? No, but as far as it being the most important thing in the world, you're seeing the end of it. What we're going to get in 30 years won't look anything like it. Script, there might be someday where people look back and go, people used to freaking write scripts and memorize lines and pretend on television. Weird, huh? It could happen. I'm not saying it's happening anytime soon, but it could. And if entertainment keeps limiting itself and editing itself and freaking out when a Rambo comes out, or censoring comedians. What Dave Chappelle did was save comedy, but then a week later a comedian gets fired from SNL.
Yeah.
So I don't know if Chappelle changed anything or not. I hope he did. I want people to remember that. We don't have the longest attention span these days, but his special was so important. And
it was.
And then Bill Burr following up was great. And we need somebody else to follow up, and we need a movie to follow up. And, maybe Rambo's that movie. Maybe we should watch the shit out of Rambo because the critics hate it so much.
I agree.
And the Joker, the thing that happened with the Joker was weird, but good. Because it really did expose Captain Marvel. Like, the Captain Marvel reviews that were considered good for 3.5 stars were considered bad for the Joker. And you know what? I noticed the same thing happened to Doctor Who as well. They would give the 3-star reviews or 3.5 star reviews. They were positive reviews. But if you read the review, which I did, they said, well, I'm really down with the female doctor, but the series was kind of boring. They would consider that a positive review.
Yeah. Well, talk about Craven.
Yep. Maybe I should do a video on that. But yeah, I'll check out Stargate. I'll be honest with you, I would see Stargate scenes during Battlestar Galactica, and I thought it looked lame because I hated the movie. And it's hard for me to hate a movie with Kurt Russell in it, so it must be really bad because I like pretty much anything Kurt Russell's in, except for Death Proof. Fuck that movie.
Yeah, that was awful.
Yeah. But Kurt Russell's the man. Sky high. Just searching down here. What is the question? What is this question asking? Oh, Loquacious Primate's trying to be funny. Doomcock, what is this question asking? The question.
The same thing that all questions are asking. Why are we here? Where are we going? We didn't know how long we had. who does.
42. Thank you.
Yes.
And we apologize for the inconvenience. God's last message to his creation.
And I basically only have a few more minutes. I've got to.
Oh yeah, we're gonna. Sorry.
No,
sorry.
no, not at all. It's just I mean, you can carry on, but I have to go. I have to got some stuff I have to do, unfortunately.
Now, let's do these last two super chats and we are done. I just didn't realize I knew we were going to stop at a hard. But thanks for hanging in for a couple extra minutes. Lady Mist for $5. No, Doomcock, you had 40s. You had 40s of naked females. Go ahead, kill off all the ladies. We really want a ship of hunky, toxic, naked males, says Lady Mist.
Over my dead body. That's pornography, madam. That's pornography. Naked women is art. Naked men, that's just dirty. I don't want anything to do with it.
Lady Mist wants her own ship. She wants a man butt ship. Battlestar Man Butt.
I have the USS Man Butt. These are the voyages of the USS Man Butt. It's 5-year mission to moon, strange new worlds.
Seek out new moons. And yeah, I was asking where I go if you I was asking where I go if you and my liege leave. Hikat's daughter for $1.99. Oh, we'll let you know. Always, here's the deal. If something happens to Doomcock's channel and I'm still around, you come over and I will tell you where to find him immediately. I will make a video. Believe me, everybody will know. If both of us go at the same time, well, Doomcock's Patreon will probably still be up, I'm guessing, right? So go to Doomcock's Patreon.
Definitely. That's a very good question. And of course, if anything happens to Gary, I mean, we're in touch. So I can't imagine something would happen to Gary and not happen to me. But regardless, we will be in touch and we will help each other. And if something happens to both of us, then probably my Patreon it would be a good rallying point, and we will move forward from there. Yep. So, also Twitter. I mean, the odds. I mean, we're not Alex Jones, for fuck's sake. I mean, I would find it very difficult to think they would, hit us on Twitter and, everywhere all at once, like a coordinated strike, like they did against Alex Jones. So,
nerdrotic.com for me. That's my website. That's where the store is going to be. Eventually there will be, it's going to be a long way off, but I want to bring everybody in from subscribes to our Patreon over to my website where you could probably just subscribe there if you want or donate. And there will be exclusive content on the website but that's like a year and a half away, maybe 2. I'm staying on YouTube. I'm not going anywhere on YouTube. My Nerdrotic Live just passed 11,000 subs. I just noticed that. That's great. I'm good. Take away my check mark. I don't want it back. I really mean that. I don't want it. If they offered it, I'm not going to appeal the decision. I'm not going to ask for it back. I don't want it back. If they put it on my channel, I'm going to request they take it off. I don't want it. I don't want their verification and I don't need their validation. I need you guys. That's all I need. So I think it's effed up for other channels though, because there's other channels who's earned that check mark. There's channels who've probably had it for years. And I just hate the hypocrisy of YouTube saying they're looking out for people's health and they're fucking with it right now. I mean, you're really stressing out a lot of YouTubers, and I'm thinking about, and I don't mean to sound patronizing at all. Okay. But I'm an old fart. So if they take my channel, it goes away, I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be okay. I got my family. My wife's got a job. I have skills. I know what to do. I can go do stuff. But if you're a kid who decided to take the leap and, and listen, don't judge people for taking the leap on YouTube. Anybody would do it. Okay. If you could start making money doing this and you genuinely love it, anybody would do it. It's always smart to have a backup plan or your day job if you enjoy your day job. But I don't judge anybody who decides like, hey, I'm going to go full on in and do this for a living because this happens to you. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. That's what I thought to myself when I was at Tesla. I'm like, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. And I can honestly, I can get a job at Tesla again or a place like it again like that if I wanted to. So, and I'm going to do it. it was really, now that I think back on it, a really irresponsible, dumb decision, because I only had 5,000 subs, but it worked. But it'll be fine. It'll be fine if we stay here and fight. If we stay here and fight, and we fight. How do I put it, Doomcock? You want to fight. You want to be resilient. You don't want to take any shit. You might, occasionally take a little dirty shot. You can't fight clean all the time, but you got to have some honor. You got to have some honor so people take you seriously. You need to be like, you don't want to hurt your own argument. That's what I'm constantly thinking of, is I don't want to just blast things to blast things. People will sniff that stuff out. Be genuine, and like, Doomcock doesn't know any other way. Doomcock does a Princess Bride video, and he didn't give a shit if it gets clicks or not, because that's how he felt. That's legit. By the way, watch the video. It's very good.
And yeah, it just had to be said. I mean, it was obscene to me, and
yeah.
I can't understand. I don't know.
That's right up there with The Little Mermaid. You know, it's like, I never watched it, but I completely agree with like that. Why are you changing? Create a new character, make a new animated film with a POC, and promote it like hell, and make it a classic. Put the best people on it. Put the best writer on it, the best voice actors, the best animators, and go make a classic. Go do it and build that character up from scratch. That is real diversity. And then don't talk about it. Just make the damn movie. And if it's good, you did your job. You normalized. It doesn't need to be normalized. I hate that. There's certain things in this world that probably still need to be normalized a little bit. It's not for me to judge. But you know what? You can't force that stuff. And that's what's going on, is Hollywood's trying to force something that doesn't need to be forced. It's already ground that's been broken. They're just doing it. It's so disingenuous, man. It's just disingenuous. It's the very definition of disingenuous. It's done to make some money and to not. And basically, they hold these people up as shields. It's disgusting what they do. But people don't see through it or choose not to, Doomcock. Yeah. I don't know. All right. So we're going to end it there. And thank you for all the super chats, everybody. Thank you for tuning into the ExoZone. Sorry, it was mostly a YouTube bitching session, but I need, listen, it's my channel. I need to vent, and it is part of a greater conspiracy. It truly is. It's part of, it's election tampering and free speech suppression. So
absolutely. I mean, I agree with that 100%. I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense to me, but, I think it makes sense to them for some reason.
Oh, and the only thing they're going to do is guarantee a re-election for the Orange Man. And, if you're a fan of him, you should be happy that YouTube is doing this shit. I personally don't care. I look outside the world right now. Today, I live my life day by day. Today's a good day. Life is pretty good. YouTube did one thing, but I got another thing accomplished, and I've got all of you. I've got Doomcock as a friend. We've got each other. So that's the most important thing. We stay true to each other, and we'll keep rocking. So do you got anything you want to plug before you go?
Just my, please subscribe to youtube.com/Overlord DVD. Maybe possibly, get me over this hump before they change the rules again. So, I mean, I feel a little bit of a sense of urgency there for that reason, but otherwise, patreon.com/Doomcock, tons of exclusive, content over there. And, we will be doing a Doomcock roundtable, next Monday. So, come on over. The water is good.
The water's good, and the alcohol is better. The virtual alcohol.
Yes.
Real quick, I know we ask a lot of you guys, but it really would help Doomcock to get to 100K. You don't have the verification protection, not that it really was there, but it does allow when a YouTuber gets to 100,000, you at least get to talk to somebody. You get a contact, which does really help, like really, really. So, I'll get with Jeremy and the others, and we'll try to do something that spreads the word on and try to lift up all these channels, but like really to get the ones under 100,000 subs to 100,000 as best we can. because it does help. You do get a certain amount of protection unless YouTube changes the rules again. But
Of course.
But if Doomcock has somebody to talk to, I mean, like, you know, in the meantime, I'll use my person for you anytime you need it. But it's worked out. And you know, when you do talk to somebody, they're really nice and they help you, which is pretty incredible. But you know, whatever. So thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe to Doomcock. He's also got a Patreon, patreon.com/Doomcock. Go to nerdrotic.com for my live stream schedule, although I haven't updated it lately. Check out Nerdrotic. Yeah, I have another channel. It's called Nerdrotic. Please subscribe if you would consider that. And the next, we are on the Inquisition on Sunday at 6 on, is it my channel or your channel? I can't remember. I think it's my channel.
I think it's yours. Yeah, I think it's yours. I think we had it on mine last time.
Stay tuned to Twitter. Okay, we're going to let Doomcock go. Everybody, thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.